La La Land. I'm Terry Ivins, and I'm filling in, if anyone can, for Dr. Erin.
Love that. I'm Rob Mack.
And I'm Justin Moyer. This is Good Morning La La Land, America's first live streaming daily talk show, coming to you live Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Now also available on Apple TV and Roku via the EverTalk app.
Yes, happy Tuesday. What's Tuesday? Transformation.
Transformation.
Yes, you've transformed into Dr. Erin.
Thank you very much.
How does it feel being a doctor? Yes. Good.
Well, we're so excited to have you with us today, and we're so excited to welcome our very special guest this morning. Hello, everyone, back in the studio. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We're so excited to welcome Dr. Tony O'Donnell back to the show. He is Ireland's finest and the founder of Radiant Greens. How are you today, Dr. Tony?
Fantastic, Justin. You look amazing. Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you, and thank you for the gorgeous flowers on set
Love
today.
them. My goodness. Great flowers, great suit.
I shopped all night for those.
So, Dr. Tony, you know at Good Morning La La Land, we like to know about your morning routine and how you start your day. Is there something you're doing a little bit differently this season?
Yeah, spending more bills, paying more bills. Actually, more prayer, more meditation. I had some loss in my family back in my native Ireland. So I'm spending more time in meditation and prayer. I spend a lot of time in the sauna and connecting with spirit and soul and being much more mindful. And I'm actually wearing a tolerance bracelet to be more tolerant of people and more tolerant of the traffic in Los Angeles. A little different than Ireland. So I'm reminded of this bracelet. It's staying on my wrist. Eventually it's going to fall off, I know, because of the traffic. But that's what I'm doing. So I'm taking care of my dogs, meditating, prayer, and exercising, and staying young and fit at 60 plus.
Wow. Definitely going to need the prayer and meditation to be tolerant of the traffic in LA. So.
Especially now that
Look like
school
Rob
has
when I
started.
grow up.
Yes. Totally.
Rob missed that one. I want to look like Rob when I grow up.
Well, thank you for being back with us. We're so excited to welcome Shanda to the show. She is bringing love all the way from Music City. Good morning, Shanda.
Good morning. I'm happy to be here.
We're looking forward to learning all about your event later in the show. But first, we want to know, how do you start your day? What's your morning routine?
Well, I guess I read my Bible and get the caffeine going kind of simultaneously. And kind of like Tony here, try to get prepared for my day. I got kids, got a husband, got a life, got Nashville traffic, which I think is catching up with LA. But clearly reading your Bible and calming yourself is definitely through God's word. Yes, absolutely.
Love that. Coffee and Christ.
Yeah, there you go.
Work well. It's a way to start the day.
It is a way to start it. Light of the Phoenix is with us. From MBA to psychic medium, Ms. Linda Spellman is. How are you today?
I'm great, thanks. How are you?
We're so grateful that you're sharing your light and insight with us today. So how do you start your morning? What's your routine like?
Usually I'll tell my schedule first, but then the next step always involves music. Whether I'm going to the gym or getting in the shower, I pick what kind of music, because music is my oxygen and it helps my mood every single day.
Is there a particular song you're listening to this morning?
Oh, lots of them. My music, it ranges from up to spring, so you just never know. Love and light.
That's true.
That's awesome. Yeah. Love and light.
Chris Slimmer is with us. She is a home organization and mom life expert. She's going to have some great tips on transformation for us. Good morning.
Good morning.
So how do you start your day? What's your routine like?
Well, I have to say, very similar. It's Jesus and coffee. Start my day in the Word and prayer, and usually at some point I see a little kid face coming down the stairs, and so that also gets my day started. But if I don't caffeinate at some point, then mommy's happier with caffeine.
We always joke here that we should have an IV of like a caffeine drip on the way in.
Yeah.
That'd be dope, right?
That would be dope.
Yes.
I could definitely use that. GBY Beauty is in the house. Not only are they your beauty BFF, but they're actual BFFs. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
So what's your morning routine? Is there something you do to really start your day off right?
Yeah, I first start with practicing gratitude, and then I go straight into checking my emails, coffee, and texting Courtney.
And what about you, Courtney? Does your morning routine involve texting back?
Yeah, it's a lot of texting back. It's also, I'm really into the sauna and cold plunge. I got that going on right now. I'm going to have you make me a playlist, though, because I feel like your music, yeah, anytime. And I write down all the things I'm grateful for. So that's something, just so I kind of have I'm constantly grateful for, and I'm reminded of what I've accomplished. So.
Fantastic. This is going to sound horrible, but one of the things I love about getting up at 4 a.m. is that when I do text people right away, they don't text back right away. So I get stuck in their chain of text. It's horrible, but it's true.
I know, just Terry's face when you said waking up at 4 a.m.
She was like, I know.
Oh my gosh. Thank you for being here. We're excited to welcome Dr. Frankie Bashan to the show. She is the resident relationship expert on MTV's Are You the One? Good morning, Dr. Frankie.
Good morning. I'm so happy to be here.
We're so excited to have a very important conversation with you later in the show. But first, tell us, how do you start your day? What's your routine?
It's a combination of things. So I have twins that are teenagers, so I make sure that they're out of bed. Then I go on a walk with my dog. I drink a really big cup of tea. And then once I drop them off at school, I hit the gym. So I love to lift heavy weights and do CrossFit. So it's a combination of music and heavy lifting and just taking a deep breath and spending some time with my geriatric dog and making sure my kids are out the door.
Awesome. The geriatric dog.
I know.
Very sweet.
Oh, well, thank you all so much for being with us. We look forward to continuing the conversation with each of you later in the show.
Love it. So interesting hearing how people start their days because there's always a novel response in there somewhere, right?
Completely. So, Terry Ivins, how do you start your day? What's your morning routine?
Well, I'm with, the Coffee and Christ crowd. CCC.
Yeah, it's a very popular crowd. And apparently it's working for you.
In the morning.
Yeah.
Well, if I can center myself off myself just to begin with, it's a good day.
Oh, that's awesome. What's your favorite part of the morning?
Waking up slowly, turning over in bed a couple of times before my feet hits the floor.
Yeah, ease into the day. My mom calls that waking up naturally. It's her favorite thing.
Organic.
Yes.
Yes, and it's always happy because
Yeah.
I'm, yes, right, thankful, right? Because that's the things that just pop into your head in the morning.
It's true.
Especially if you stay off your phone right away.
That's important, right?
Yeah, don't go to Twitter right away.
Yeah, you will get sucked in, and it will not be a good.
No, it's
good morning.
negative.
Yeah, that's true.
I actually sleep with my phone in airplane mode, and the alarm still works, but that way I don't get any notifications, any text messages.
Yes.
And I don't actually go off airplane mode until I get to the studio,
Oh, that's
until I'm
great.
ready to work and re-enter the social sphere.
That's good.
I don't let it touch me.
I should do more of that, Jess. I love that.
Yes.
You've always got these great life hacks.
I broke up with my phone about a year ago.
Yeah.
You did?
And we are still very close, but we have separate independent lives.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. I think it was Rumi who said, what is love but protecting the solitude of each other?
Yes,
Right?
that's what me and my phone have.
That's fantastic.
We
I love that.
protect each other's solitude.
Yeah, so much better than that codependent relationship with the phone,
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I broke up with Waze.
With
You know the
Waze?
navigation app? Sorry, Waze. You've lied to me one too many times. They said turn left. It was a dead end. It took 3 times as long. Waze and I no longer.
I know. I love Waze, but they do send you down these random alleys, and they're sometimes dead ends. And
So you've parted ways with Waze.
oh, very nice.
All the puns intended. So what have you been up to? How has your summer been, Terry?
It's been fantastic. We finally locked edit on The Last Exorcist,
Ooh.
thriller horror where I am demon possessed and I'll need a lot of CCC. And we're getting ready to begin season 5 of The Bay.
Wow.
Very exciting. And Tainted Dreams, another series, because I can't have too many, is getting ready to drop September 23rd on Pop Star TV
Wow.
International.
Congratulations.
Awesome.
Thank you. Very
Wow.
excited. Good stuff. And now I'm here.
Yes. When you started your journey in entertainment, did you think that you'd be here today?
With you? No.
Well, and of course, and doing what you're doing though, with the success and.
Well, my dad was a rock drummer, so I grew up in entertainment. I've been on the road since I was born. I literally never went back to the place I was born. That's how we were on the road. So for me, this is home. This is family. This is my playground, and I like it.
Yeah. Did you visualize being an actress? Did you visualize?
I actually visualized being a rock star.
Really?
Yeah, I really wanted to have that long hair mohawk and flip it back and forth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was there a particular instrument that you were?
My voice.
Ah.
Right. You have to be really egotistical and narcissistic to think you could be a lead singer. So I went for actor.
You kill it at karaoke, Terry.
I know. I definitely want you to go on my team. That's incredible.
Karaoke queen. So on Transformation Tuesday, we want to have a little conversation about transforming your personal brand.
Yeah.
Ralph found a great article about this.
I did. So there's an article in Forbes, 10 Golden Rules of Personal Branding. So I'm going to sort of riff through these kind of quickly, but the first one is, of course, have a focus, right? To sort of know what your demographic is, who your audience is. And so when you think about branding, it's really just about being fully expressed. in terms of like who you are, being able to communicate like what you do, how you do it, why you do it.
Why?
Yeah, it's the why,
it's
right?
The why I think a lot of us forget about.
Yeah.
We're interested in attracting, but we don't really think farther ahead of what's the why, what's the purpose. Because
Yeah.
then if we have a purpose, then things just more organically happen, I think.
Yes.
Especially with the brand.
What's your why with acting and?
Gosh, you know,
Seriously.
this is so perfect for me because I'm thinking of doing, not even thinking, I'm redoing my website. And these are the questions that my peeps are telling me or asking me. What's your brand? And when you think of it like that, I'm like, oh, it's
Yeah, it
too
sounds
big.
overwhelming.
So go on, help me.
Yeah,
You're
I love
gonna
this.
help me
Okay.
brand myself
All
right now.
So definitely discovering the why and reminding yourself of the why. Of course, being genuine because it's impossible to keep up inauthenticity over time, right?
Absolutely, because consistency is key. So if you're not being 100 you, you're going to have a really hard time with your brand.
Yeah, that was awesome, Jazz. You actually brought us to the next one.
Yes.
The next point is to tell a story, right? And so like that's part of what connects the like why and the how and the who and the what together. So having a story of like why you do what you do and why it's important for other people to hear about it or know about it.
Yes,
It's critical,
yes.
right?
That's like when people post on Instagram and they have the novel caption.
Yes.
It's like the story of their entire life.
So this is a good point. So one of the things I discovered over time is that like you want that story to be pithy and punchy and succinct and short and sweet.
Right.
So that it gets right to the point. You don't want it to be long.
Right.
Right? People's like attention spans are what? 8 seconds.
8 seconds. So make it an elevator pitch, not a novel.
Yeah, love that.
Wow,
and 8 seconds.
8 seconds?
Yeah, shorter than a goldfish's attention span. Isn't that mind blowing?
Wow,
Yeah.
we really
I know.
digressed. 8
Yes,
seconds.
it's true. It's wild. Be consistent, as Jez said, which is awesome. Be ready to fail, because well, that's part of life.
It was
Failure
really
is
interesting
awful.
in this article because they referenced Walt Disney, and he was talking about all the times he failed when he was trying to build his animation company. And they say if you're really trying to build a brand or business for yourself, fail fast. Be ready to fail. Know what it's going to feel like because that's what's going to take you to grow.
Love that. And you can fail forward, right?
Yeah. So forgive yourself when you do fail because you're going to fail, and that's perfect.
That's perfect.
That's perfect.
Okay, where was she about 30 years
I know, trust me, Terry, I think about that all the time. Look, everything I've learned, I learned in the last couple of years. Okay, the other point is to sort of follow a successful example. So if you can find somebody out there in the world who's doing what you want to be doing, and you can kind of model yourself after them, at least it provides sort of a pathway, and you can find some, life hacks, business hacks from that person.
Right, and at least learn what not to do.
Yeah, so was there somebody in your life, in addition to your family, that sort of inspired you, a role model, an actor, an actress that you thought, wow, I'd really love that life?
Well, because of music and acting and being creative, Barbra Streisand, from the time I could ever remember, was someone that I just looked up to because, for one, she was a woman doing it before any other women were directing and producing and starring and whatnot. I mean, outside of Lucille Ball, she's another one that I just...
Iconic.
Funny women who are multifaceted in their talents, whether it be baking cookies or, singing a ballad. I'm all in.
Sounds like someone we know, Terry. What about you, Jess? Was there somebody in your life that inspired you sort of as a model, a role model?
As a role model?
Yeah, like, you thought, that's somebody who I sort of look up to and I aspire to be like.
To be honest, it was the women on TV, the people like Terry. It was the people acting in General Hospital. It was the ones hosting the television shows. It was watching Kathy Lee and Regis with my mom and my Aunt Paul.
Oh,
In
yeah.
the cottage in the morning. And I thought, those are the women in my head who had it all together. They could be themselves or play a role and light up a screen and inspire other people. So it was just women on TV.
Yeah, love
Yes.
that. The last 2 points I'll cover real quickly, but it's live your brand. So, of course, that means not just talking about it, but being about it.
Right.
It's easy, especially if you're being authentic. And the last one is to leave a legacy.
No pressure. What
Yeah.
is your legacy, Terry?
Go.
Rough.
I know, right?
Where's Bentley?
It's a big question. Yeah.
Legacy.
I know.
I'm kind of coming around the other side where I'm really not caring if anyone will remember my name.
Oh, I love that. I'm
I
with
would
you on that.
rather them remember something I did that made them feel good, or maybe something I said that maybe took them to another level. Remembering my name as a legacy really isn't about me anymore, and that's really kind of new to kind of rub that off, and it's actually helping me with failure too, because I'm not putting so much on top.
Oh, thought I loved you before. I love you even more now. It's amazing. I feel the same way. I'm more interested in what people can do to sort of increase or improve their own subjective well-being than
Right, and if
about
I
me.
had something to do with that, then that's the legacy I want.
Love that.
And we are building a legacy here on Good Morning LaLa, and stay tuned. We have some incredible interviews when we come back after this. watch the stories of people changing the world? EverTalk TV, the Netflix of talk. I'm GMLA, the co-founder and host of EverTalk TV, and I am thrilled to introduce you to America's first live video streaming talk show network.
I'm so excited to be here on the couch with all you amazing people. I'm just in complete awe. Thank you.
Happy to be here. And for those who don't know what goes on, this is a big old, there's a lot going on here. You do this every day.
Live.
God bless you guys. I mean, people, there's a lot going on.
Thank you for having me. This is an awesome studio.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
I feel that, actually. I can feel that.
How exciting Motivation Monday. And the guests this morning have been incredible.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here with you.
And we have Rachel Boston, who is in The Last Bridesmaid on Hallmark. It actually is dropping tomorrow, the 22nd, right?
It is. Tomorrow night's our premiere.
Woo!
Congratulations. I am so excited to welcome Jason and Ashley Waller to the show. Congratulations on the new beginnings. We're so excited for the premiere on MTV tonight.
Thank you guys. We appreciate it. Thank you.
The book is actually being shipped out today. It published this week.
Congratulations.
You guys are the first show that I've actually done talking about the book.
I think this is my first time my book's been up on TV. This is awesome.
Our friends at Universal Pictures have a special delivery for us this morning from a tethered himself. Have you seen the film Us by Academy Award winner Jordan Peele?
You know, I'm sitting here next to you guys, and it's just like, this is a powerful moment for me. Like, you know, I'm humbled by it, because it's like I'm sharing this movie with you guys, and you know, it's moving for me.
What are you most grateful for today?
I am so grateful to be here and to have the opportunity to be with all these wonderful, badass boss babes and with all of you. And it's just a wonderful opportunity to share the positive messages out in the world, because I think the world really needs it right now.
What we've done and thanking me for the contribution we're making to their lives.
Oh,
and I
nice.
thought,
That's
this
great.
is what my purpose is. This is why I was born. Now,
Show the camera.
up to you to choose the winner. Is it Annie? Is it Haley?
That's why I like this show. You know, years ago I did the Dinah Show, which is Dinah Shore, and it was a daytime show. And it was kind of like this. And it was just like very up, and it was all positive stuff. They didn't bring negative stuff to the audience. And that's why I feel with this show. It's very relaxed. You know, it's very professional, but it's quite a bit of fun.
You can binge watch and binge watch.
You can binge watch.
And you can binge watch, or you can binge watch. Please binge watch.
You can binge watch
and binge them on EverTalk TV. Thanks for coming. Bye.
First TV experience. I'm so happy I did it with you.
That will inspire, uplift, and empower you anytime, anywhere on EverTalk TV, your home for talk. Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning La Land, bringing her love all the way from Music City. Shanda Tripp is with us this morning. Good morning.
Good morning. What a joy to be here with all of y'all
So happy to
today.
have you.
So tell us all about the event happening.
The event happening. Well, I am here because of lovefrommusiccity.org is our website. Love from Music City is our organization. And we have a gala, a fundraising gala coming up September the 5th in Nashville. It's actually in Hendersonville, greater Nashville area. And it is to raise money for all of the children and veterans and different projects around the world that we fund.
Oh, let's take a look at a little bit about the projects you're involved in.
All right.
If you want to know the roots and heart of our founder, Shanda Tripp, one word rings loud: Haiti. Love from Music City completely underwrites 3 orphanages in Port-au-Prince, Haiti, one of which is exclusively for handicapped children. Here are 2 Love from Music City success stories.
And we have a Hannah Grace here. And Hannah means grace, so this baby's name is actually Grace Grace. And she was being thrown in the trash, and when I seen her, I thought, this baby needs some grace. And because of you, God's hand extended of grace has been extended to her. Thank you so much. We love you. Hannah Grace loves you already. You know, I struggle sometimes with leaving our church, leaving our family. But Saints, somebody has to go. Somebody has to literally get the trash. This baby was put in the trash. But I believe God loves this little baby, or he wouldn't have sent me here today and sent Crystal here today. So thank you.
That is incredible.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, wow. I know. We
beautiful.
kind of went straight to the series, but both of those children are now in America, and they have got medical help. And yeah, Hannah is now 4 years old. She's got prosthetic legs. She wants to be a doctor.
Oh, wow.
And baby Jonathan, that was the last baby, he's in the middle of getting his medical help right now. So they're both miracles. Yeah.
How'd you initially get involved?
Well, I was raised in a missionary's home, and we lived in Haiti a lot of the time. That's why Haiti is a lot of my heart. But there are hungry, starving children around the world who just need somebody to step up and say, I'll be the one to feed you.
Right.
And then in America, foster care children. We do a lot of work with foster care children because, in my opinion, they are the poorest in our midst, because even if you are homeless and you have your mama, that's different than having no one to be there for you. So that is the heart of what we do. And our gala is to raise funds for all of these projects. We actually have a waiting list for children who want to be in our orphanages in Haiti right now. We just need the money. I have the home, I have the bed, I have the staff, but we just need the funds. So through Love for Music City, we raise the money to feed these children and take care of them. And so I just want to say thank you to everyone, to our sponsors, and everyone who's helped with the gala. And you could still, why don't you ask me a question?
You're doing great. This is what we want to hear. This is precisely what we
So
want to hear.
September the 5th, they can still get involved. It's a silent auction and all kinds of stuff. Or just write a check is okay too if you just want to donate.
That's always preferred.
Right? But we have the legendary Opry member Bill Anderson is going to be honored that night. We have bluegrass. Do y'all even know what bluegrass is?
I do.
Okay, well,
Down, down,
there you go. It's very popular.
That's good.
It's
The
very
best
popular,
description I've
yes. Bluegrass, and they are iconic. Daly and Vincent, and they're iconic in bluegrass, and they're going to be our entertainment for the evening. But all of these people, we have a lot of celebrities. Charlene Tilton, Lucy from Dallas, you remember her?
Yes.
Okay. Anyways, we have a lot of celebrities going to come out that night. And I just want to throw out there, too, that everyone on our staff doesn't get paid. We all donate our time. And I say my husband, he has the biggest job because he has to support me. So,
So truly, all the proceeds go.
All.
All of the
All.
proceeds. Oh my gosh, I love this.
what I have learned is it is more blessed to give than to receive. And everybody's looking for a feel-good. Everybody wants to know how to live a better life. Well, I can tell you, do something for somebody else, help somebody, and you will be euphoric. When I go to Haiti, it's like I'm floating. I'm so happy. When we do our children's foster care parties at Christmas, we give them the only Christmas that they have. It's euphoric. I can't explain it. It's, oh my goodness, it's wonderful. So get involved, help somebody.
Please
do
tell
something.
everyone the website, the Instagram.
LoveFromMusicCity.org. And I just wanted to thank some of our sponsors, Patriot Angels, Kendra Scott. Seiko is a product of handbags and stuff that's made in Uganda. They've gotten on board with us. In fact, these are some Kendra Scott earrings I'm wearing.
Oh,
but
cute.
these sponsors are stepping up and helping with the gala. So therefore, the money that is actually raised goes straight to feed the children, help the foster care children. And we also do some work with our local veterans in Middle Tennessee.
Wow.
Oh, I like
Extraordinary.
that too.
Thank you so much
Thank
for all the
you for
light that you
having me.
share and the
Thank
love that
you.
you're bringing all the way from Music City. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more on Good Morning La La Land.
You didn't and I couldn't ignore the faint possibility of having hope in this insanity that we still could be, but we're stuck floating in between. From the unshared discipline myself to let the sparks die out, shattering anything that has reflections of you.
What? 10 seconds left.
10
That's
seconds.
it.
Was it? Just kidding.
seconds
That was the
left.
curveball. That was the curveball. Unintentional curveball.
Jeez, that was the rush. You scared me. I was like, okay.
3, 2, 1.
Wow.
Good design.
Okay.
Now,
Show it
Show the
off.
camera.
up to you to choose the winner. Is it Annie? Is it Haley? Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning LaLa Land. On this hashtag Transformation Tuesday, we have a master of mayhem in the house, an MOM, Christy Glover. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Absolutely.
So tell us all about your book.
This book is actually 12 years in the making. I gave my first MOM, Master Organizer of Mayhem talk, 12 years ago at a mom's group, and it was the response from the moms that got me and made me want to pursue helping moms everywhere to just feel more grace in their home. And especially now that we have social media, we've got Pinterest, we've got Instagram, and we have beautiful shows on HGTV. I love those shows, but they make you feel like your house has to be perfect. And it's really hard for moms, especially in some seasons, to feel like they have any semblance of order. So
Right, I think that's all 4 seasons.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
The entire year.
Yeah, all day long.
It's so interesting though, because it used to be keeping up with the Joneses, right? And being concerned with your neighbor or the woman across the street. Now you're keeping up with the entire world and making sure your home looks Instagrammable and Pinterest perfect all of the time.
Yes, it's tough, and it's a pressure that we put on ourselves, and I think especially with moms, when you have new babies, I mean, you just let the laundry sit there for a little bit. It's going to be there.
Yeah, don't worry, it's not going anywhere.
Yes, but I really tried to take a look at, how can we be more efficient in our home? And that's my passion, is I'm trying to help families be more efficient. So do you need to get out the door? What do we need to do to get you out the door? And, I actually have 5 kids. I don't know if I mentioned that yet.
Wow.
But yeah. 5. A whole
It's
handful.
like 10 full-time jobs.
And you're still smiling.
Yes.
Miracle right there.
That is. That is a
You
miracle.
mastered the mayhem. So how did you do that? How did you find balance with 5 children?
Well, 5 kids, and we should throw in there that my husband's traveled for 20 years. We homeschool, so we have a lot happening in our home. And so for us, it was taking a look at, what can we do? What do we need to have order? Like, where do we need order? So I encourage people, one of my little tips in the book is to glean and tweak. So you need to look at what other people are doing well and then tweak it to fit your own family, because everyone's family is different. And so, I have 5 kids, so I've got teenagers down to a 6-year-old. So that's a very different dynamic and than people who just have little toddlers. So I'm able to get more done at this time of my life than I would have been when we just had all little tiny kids. So
I love that.
that's
So
what we
what
look
kinds
at.
of, can you give us a couple examples in terms of what things people might glean and tweak?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it could be anything from even laundry. So when my older 2 are only 17 months apart, and they're both boys. So what I was noticing is that laundry was taking me forever, because not only are you washing it and drying it, then you're folding it, and I'm looking at labels, and I'm trying to figure out whose pants are whose, and it was just taking forever. So one little thing that I did is I just gave them separate hampers. So little tiny tweaks like that are the type of things that I've figured out through the years that make my life easier and have started making other people's lives easier as well. So, to be more efficient in, things like laundry and feeding people, I have a whole binder that's just easy meals. So those nights when I'm like, I don't know what to answer when they ask me, what's for dinner? I'm like, food.
Yeah. I thought easy meals were like Happy Meals.
Well,
that is a
yes, but no, just keeping things on hand that are easy to make. So those are some of the ways that I've tried to help people bring a little joy into their home.
I read this book eons ago about smart women finish rich, and one of the things they talked about was that if in your family, that if you make more than $10 an hour, it behooves you to pay someone to do the chores that you do not want to do, and pay them the $10 so that you are fully invested in whatever your children is doing, not thinking about, oh my God, I have to do that laundry, right? Or the hostility that creeps in, no matter how much we love our kids, that we still have to do, and then they mess up, and then we clean, and then they mess up. So I started making sure I always had a maid, even if it was only every other week, just to do all the deep cleaning, do the linens and the towels, and it made me just that much more happy.
Absolutely.
And then when I was leaving stuff, it would be just a few dishes in the sink instead of all the dust in the corners.
Oh, I
love that.
I know. That's actually one of the tips I give, is to ask for help. And I encourage families, no matter what your budget is, you can usually find a small budget to have someone come in and help with some things. But I had seasons where I had to bring someone in to do our laundry because I'm like, I don't have the capacity. And so it brought me such joy to open my drawers and everything was really nice. And go into my kids' rooms and everything was perfect.
I love that you mentioned joy. Tell us a bit about podcasts. Simply Joyful.
My podcast, Simply Joyful podcast. Yes, so I've been had a podcast now for 2 years, and it's been so fun because I actually get to do this, but in my closet with my headphones, and get to interview different authors. And I've even gotten to interview some directors, and it's been a lot of fun, and getting to help moms really figure out where to simplify in their lives and how to find that joy. And a lot for me is, as a Christian, and my podcast is very faith-based, is really looking at how can we, really get real with the Lord and bring more joy into our lives, through our relationship with the Lord.
Fantastic. Who've been some of your favorite interviews?
Ooh, Priscilla Shire was really exciting because I'm just such a huge fan of hers, and she was in War Room, the prayer closet movie. So that was really fun, and I got to interview the director of that film as well, and John Irwin. And that's a good question. I don't know. I've really loved and enjoyed so many different authors that I've had, and I like to say that one of the fun little things is that I call it my Oprah Winfrey secret. And that when you get to interview people and glean from them, I'm really just asking questions that I'm totally curious about. Like, where do I need help, and please help me.
Yeah.
And so it's been so fun to just glean from those different authors, because they all specialize in different things, and getting to learn about, what do they do, and how can I implement that in my own home.
Incredible. Please tell everyone where they can find and follow you so they can get all of these great tips.
Well, they can follow me on ChristyClover.com, and everything is right there. And if they go to ChristyClover.com/mombook, they can find out more information about my book. And MOM comes out September 3rd. And for all the pre-orders out there, I actually have a fun little bonus that is training your kids to help. And so it's an audio and video bonus for families.
I love it.
That's what I was going to ask. I even wrote that on my little note card. Training kids to help. That's worth it right there.
That's right.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much. Stay tuned. We'll be back tomorrow. Good morning, LaLa Land. I'm Jasmine Moye, host of Good Morning LaLa Land on EverTalk TV. As a little girl with big dreams, I couldn't stop talking. I turned that into a career of premieres and red carpets and even a talk show. And recently, I had my aha moment. I was hosting a live event. A woman who represented a national cancer support community gently pulled me aside from the glitz and the glam, and she thanked me for mentioning their program on my show. Because of those few words that I had spoke on air earlier that week, one of our viewers battling cancer reached out and got the financial and emotional support she so desperately needed. I'm so grateful to have experienced that moment, a moment that truly reflects how much conversation and community matters. We need more of what matters. It is my passion and purpose to create content and lead a conversation that will ignite the light in my community and empower them to live their best lives, starting today. I'm Jasmine Moye, and I'm a host on EverTalk TV. Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning La La Land. We are so excited to welcome Dr. Frankie Bastion to the show. She is the resident relationship expert on MTV's Aren't You the One? Thank you so much for being here.
Oh, thank you guys for having me.
So, what was the journey to becoming a relationship expert for you?
Oh, long journey. So I'm a clinical psychologist, and for years I was kind of working with families and children and doing it all and figuring out where is the best place for me, where can I have the greatest impact? And relationships was where it was at. I loved it. I loved the difficulty in it, the complexity, and seeing people actually make it, like having an impact and seeing them make major changes in their relationship was just, I love it. So Are You the One actually was, I was so honored to be a part of that whole experience because it's the first time there's a sexually fluid cast on, national television, and to be able to influence them and listen to them and see their struggles and be able to help guide them was just like amazing. Yeah. What an honor.
Was it your favorite part of the show?
Was it my favorite part of the show?
Like the guiding.
Yeah, because I'm in my element, right? And they were so open to my suggestions and my feedback. They were soaking it up. So much so that I said to the producers, I'm like, come on, let me have more time with them. This is too short. And they were just like, please tell us, how can we stop repeating these really unhealthy patterns of behavior? Because what they're doing off the show, right? It's the same. What happens on the show, it's just amplified because they're in a house for 4 weeks, nonstop, just with each other. They have no connection really to the outside world.
Did that surprise you? Because I did a show on E! Called Famously Single for a couple years, and it surprised me how open, receptive, and welcoming they were of advice and guidance and feedback. They genuinely wanted help.
Totally.
That surprised you? Yeah.
Yes, very surprising. And they're young, right? They're like 21 to 28.
Yeah.
But they were hungry for it. And they're there because they know they suck at dating. Right? That's why they're on the show. They're like, help me.
Right.
Who's really good at dating?
In
Yeah.
honesty. Well,
if they're really good at it, they probably aren't dating anymore, right?
Well, it's the insecurity.
But we're all sucking at dating right now. Let's be real.
I'm sure it's the insecurity that they're feeling just at their age, for one. It takes a long time to feel mature that you can actually handle the word love.
True.
Right? And then, there's different love languages, so then they have to learn how to speak their own and what they actually want, right?
Yes,
and
yes.
that's how
I come in, yeah. Right. And even I just say, well, there is something called love languages. They're like, huh? What's that? Tell us about that. And then they identify with it. And they're like, oh my God, that's how I like to receive love.
Right.
And that's different than how my partner wants to receive love. So there was a lot of that happening. And on television, there's so much isn't shown. So there was so much that happened that I'm like, oh, why am I not seeing that right now? So,
what are some of those moments that you didn't see that you wish would have been there?
Oh, that's a good question. So many. Maybe moments where they really had deep insight, which there's like a pause and TV moves so fast. So you could see them really contemplating and thinking about their responsibility in the situation. Because let's be real, right? It's never just one person. In a relationship, it takes two to tango.
Right.
And it's such a cliche, but it's true.
That's right.
So these kids are having, I call them kids, they're adults, they're young adults, and they had really thoughtful moments where they're like, I want to do something different. I want this relationship to be different this time, and I want it to work. I know somebody in this house was handpicked specifically for me, and I want to figure out who that person is.
Yeah.
And hopefully the producers picked right.
Yes. Yes. Well, the matchmakers, they have matchmakers that actually look at all these variables and do the matches. So
incredible.
Yeah.
So if somebody's out there and they want to date more successfully, in a happier way, what recommendations would you offer?
Get off of the online dating apps. Get off.
Really?
Yes, 15 years ago, they worked, right? 10, 15 years ago, because we were presenting ourselves more authentically.
Oh, right.
Right? We were showing up for our dates. We were responding.
Yeah, you had to show up because,
Right.
Yeah.
We weren't ghosting each other. Right?
I'm sorry. Whoever you are.
Oh my gosh, you're one of them?
I know. Oh, forgiveness.
I'm putting my patients and my clients back together because of So get off of the dating apps.
Yeah.
What we're really hungry for right now is face-to-face connection, eye contact, physical touch. We're not getting enough of that. We're behind screens. So get outside, get out of your house, put your phone down when you're online, waiting to get your coffee in the morning, smile at somebody. Say hi.
Yes. My gosh, it's so simple.
It
If
is
you
so
just
simple.
make eye contact and
Yeah.
smile.
It's
Yeah.
that easy.
That's that easy.
It's kind of strange, isn't it, right? Because in a way, I mean, people's social skills are beginning to erode and deteriorate as a result of not getting that sort of live, in-person contact.
Well,
Absolutely.
you said that now our attention span is only 8 seconds.
Exactly.
I mean,
Well, less than a
what?
goldfish.
How are we supposed to interact and have a love language in 8 seconds?
Yeah, not gonna happen. And what I notice now is I'll look at people like walking down the street and I'll smile and they look away. Like it makes
Yeah.
them incredibly uncomfortable.
I thought it was just me. Literally, I was like, oh, okay. It's fine. I like smiling anyway.
No, in New York was like that before 9/11. And when I moved there for all my children, I would smile and people would think I was the crazy one because I'm making. And then after 9/11, then we watched a whole turn to where you wanted to walk down the street and make eye contact and head nod and say good morning. And it changed. I mean, literally, you saw through the ashes, you know,
which
a
was
phoenix
beautiful.
rising of like.
Yeah, it was so beautiful.
Yes,
and people, I'm from New York City, and people still say now, I wish I'm missing that connection because everybody felt so connected.
Yeah.
So we don't need something like 9/11 to happen, but we need something to shake us up, to get us to wake up. And I'm really pushing for a lot of my coaching clients and my matchmaking clients to just push themselves to like step out of their comfort zone and strike up conversation and try to monitor how much they're using, you know, their cell phones or their iPads, you know, and I'm encouraging it, but it's hard for people. It's creating so much anxiety.
Well, Dr. Frankie, please tell everyone where they can find and follow you and work with you if they're in need.
Yeah, so you can find me at my website is littlegaybook.com. I'm a lesbian matchmaker. I'm the only lesbian matchmaker exclusively in the US and probably the world. We are celebrating our 10th year anniversary this year, which I'm so happy to say.
Happy
Very
anniversary!
proud. Yeah. And my other website is drfrankie.com, so you can learn more about me there. And you can always call me. You know, my number that's my direct line on my site. So reach out if you have questions. And get out there, be brave, be bold, and try to make a connection with people.
Oh, get off that phone. Unless you're watching Good Morning LaLa, and stay tuned. We'll be having more. Where can you watch the stories of people changing the world? EverTalk TV, the Netflix of talk. I'm GMLA, the co-founder and host of EverTalk TV, and I am thrilled to introduce you to America's first live video streaming talk show network. You can binge watch and binge watch.
You can binge watch.
And you can binge watch, or you can binge watch. Please binge watch. You can binge watch
And binge them on EverTalk TV. Thanks for coming. Bye.
entertainment that will inspire, uplift, and empower you. Anytime, anywhere on EverTalk TV, your home for talk. Live from LaLa Land, welcome back. We are with Dr. Tony O'Donnell, that's right, Ireland's finest, and the founder of Radiant Greens, and of course, authored over 15 books.
Wow.
Say what?
One is a lot. 15 is
I
a
got
whole
another
lot.
one coming out.
Congratulations.
Mindful leadership.
Wow.
Teaching corporations, businesses, small business owners how to actually lead much more holistically and compassionately. That's a big issue in this country. This is why so many corporations are failing.
Yes.
New York Times, LA Times, today actually just talks about why corporations are not producing the types of products that you and I like to consume. Some of them are dangerous. There's some great products. We're looking for more gluten-free. We're looking for more healthy options, organic, free of pesticides, herbicides, and insecticides. And people are voting now. They really are voting with their pocketbook.
Really?
Yeah, Terry, they really are. You're
I have
looking
yet
at me
to vote with
suspiciously.
my pocketbook. Well, wouldn't it
I
kind
mean,
of
your wallet.
bipartisan with my pocketbook?
Your pocketbook in Ireland means your wallet. Forgive me for that one.
Oh, good.
No, that's
So
what
I noticed a
was-
theme, of course, with all your work and your books is mindfulness.
Yeah.
Talk to us a little bit about what mindful means.
Mindfulness means being loving, being kind, being respectful, being honorable, living in integrity, doing things holistically, because the law of sowing and reaping says, who you are speaks so loudly, care not thou what thou sayest. And the law of attraction says we attract into our lives, Rob, there's people and circumstances that harmonize with our dominant thoughts. So every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. So if you do something bad to someone, karmically, it's going to come back to bite you in all of the wrong places. So we know that karmically and energetically. So that's what mindfulness means. It means being respectful to the ladies, being respectful to a gentleman, being respectful to the elderly, being respectful and honorable to children, showing them the right way, doing things right. Because if a child sees you doing something wrong, the child's going to follow what you did. And if you chastise them, say, well, daddy did it, mommy did it. I hear children cussing all the time, and I said, where'd you learn that? My daddy says it all the time, so that's what they pick up. Right. So that's what mindfulness technically means, being in a state of love, honor, compassion, integrity, and spirituality and connection with the higher power, God for me.
Yeah, I love
And the
that.
first part of that really is being mindful and respectful of yourself.
True, yeah.
And your body.
2 out of 3 people, Jeslyn, have low levels of self-esteem. That means 85% of the U.S. population do not like themselves. We live in Hollyweird, as I call it, and everybody wants to change themselves. They want to look different. Just simply be, just who you are. You're beautiful the way you are.
Love that.
I know, it sounds so easy.
Yes, Terry.
It does, but it's a practice. I mean, it's...
And that's what mindfulness is. It's a practice of actually working on yourself every single day. I lift weights, but I don't do extravagant heavy weights. I do push-ups, I do sit-ups, I do taekwondo, I juice, I cleanse, I detoxify. I spend a lot of time in prayer. And I really feel so much better and so connected. And we live in Los Angeles. It's very hyper, as you know. There's a lot of traffic here. And so we have to find a way to really connect with spirit. And when you connect with spirit, you don't have to reach for the drugs. And this is why we have a problem in this country. This is why you see so many shootings across the country. This is why you see people acting out. I'm a clinical psychologist, PhD. I see people unable to cope. And when one is unable to cope, they act out.
Fantastic.
And breathing.
Yes.
Terry. So this helps as well, being slow and being soft and gentle. But there's nothing like prayer. I can tell you that really works. My mother was an incredible prayer back in my native Ireland. I'm from a family of 11. And she taught us all how to pray. We rejected a lot of that as kids growing up. And now that my late mom and dad were married for 50 years, God bless them, they taught me about really connecting with spirit and connecting with God. And now that they're gone, I actually do more prayer.
Right.
And I find that I'm more centered, I'm more relaxed, I have less anxiety, because this is an anxiety town. It really is. If you're an actor and you're trying to get a job, it's a difficult town if you get rejection. What do you do when you're rejected over and over and over? You reach for drugs, you reach for alcohol, you do things that are not conducive to being mindful.
You should really just reach for a good book.
Yeah.
Right?
I love the title, The Mindful Millionaire, because if I can be a millionaire by being loving and mindful of other people...
You can. You can.
Amazing. Best of both worlds. Yeah. Your legacy, right.
Sign me up.
I came here with $500, you know, and never, not to be boastful, I have a lot of property and I've been very successful, a lot of infomercials on television. I just signed a major multi-million-dollar contract with the shopping networks. And so these things don't happen, they don't happen by chance. They happen by creating opportunities for other people and putting the right message out into the world, and also creating, because of the law of attraction, as I said, we attract those people into our lives that actually help us and take us to a whole new level. So if you're not doing that internally, then it's not going to happen externally. I don't care who you are, but you got to do it from a position of love.
When you came here with $500, what was the first time you really realized that you were mindfully manifesting the life and the success you wanted?
That's a great question. Someone came into an office. I was working illegally. I'm not supposed to say that, but I was working illegally when I first came here. I should say I didn't have my immigration papers. It wasn't illegal, but I didn't have my full immigration papers. I came on holiday. And a guy gave me a book called Unlimited Power from the great, amazing friend of mine, Tony Robbins. And I thought, wow, this is an interesting book. See, I had the drive, and most people do, Jeslyn, but I had the determination, but I didn't have the know-how. So I went to all the seminars. I started taking all the classes and all the courses. And then, of course, I started writing my own stuff. So if you're filling your mind, and by the way, I turned my car into a university on wheels. I got my PhD in self-development. I didn't listen to anything negative news, negative people. So I just started listening to CDs over and over and over and over. And then I became the message. And then the opportunities start to show up, and they will show up, for sure. They will show up.
Wow. Well, thank you so much for all the light you
Oh.
brought to us in the books and your Radiant Greens. Please tell everyone where they can find and follow you.
RadiantGreens.com. RadiantGreens.com. That's my website. And my radio show, of course, I'm on national radio. I'm syndicated on radio. And you'll find me on Evine Shopping Network next month, every month for 6 hours, 50 hours.
Oh, wow. Congratulations on that.
Yeah,
Tony,
so I'm blessed. Thanks to the wonderful people at Evine. They're just absolutely incredible. So I'm excited. And thank you guys. The best show by far. I love being here. Energetically, it is the best show, for sure.
We really do appreciate that. Thank you, Dr. Tony.
Lovely
Stay
to see
tuned.
you.
We're back with more on Good Morning La La Land. These curated talk shows are hosted by passionate, talented personalities who themselves have been inspired by others to give back through their on-air efforts and create a community to helping our viewers live the life they truly deserve. New binge-worthy content is added daily, and our EverTalk algorithms are designed to give our subscribers the programming they really desire. These shows are streamed in high definition and are available online and across all major video platforms, including Apple TV and Roku. EverTalk is #community powered, so we are excited to offer you a free 30-day subscription to explore the talk shows that will bring you timeless entertainment and evergreen conversations that will inspire, uplift, and empower you anytime, anywhere. On EverTalk TV, your home for talk.
Hair.
Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning La La Land. On this #Transformation Tuesday, we're so excited to welcome Ms. Linda Spellman from MBA to Psychic Medium. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
So tell us about that transformation, MBA to Psychic Medium.
That's what I said. So basically, 4 years ago, I was VP of Marketing for a $3 billion company. I thought everything was going pretty well. One night I went out and I was sexually assaulted. And I went to work the next day because I thought it would just go away. Apparently it didn't, despite my best efforts. And I had severe post-traumatic stress disorder to a point where I actually had to leave my job, leave my family, leave my home, and go into treatment for post-traumatic stress disorder. And I knew at that point that I was never going to be able to go back and do what I did. So that, unfortunately, at that point in my life, my job defined me. That's who I was. It wasn't just what I did. So I was lost and scared, and for the first time in my life, because I'm type A on steroids, I had no idea what I was doing. And I knew at that point, I'm also a Christian, and my faith saved my life at this point. I knew that my purpose was to help people. And I thought, okay, I'm down. I've always tried to be that person, but how am I going to do that? And then about a week later, while I'm in treatment for mental health disorder, I start seeing people that are not there. I thought, great, I'm legit going crazy. But luckily, there was a person who worked at the facility that was metaphysically aware and started validating for me the people I was seeing, the events that I was seeing, and realized that I was speaking to people who had passed away.
Wow.
That's what I said. So literally, it was like turning a light switch on. I started practicing, and now I have people all over the world that I do readings for, or if you happen to be sitting next to me in a nail salon, or at the airport, or in front of me in line.
Pretty much anywhere.
Pretty much. But it's been such a blessing because I've kind of helped heal myself by helping to heal others. And I still have a long way to go. I still have severe post-traumatic stress disorder, and I deal with that every day. I still could not do what I used to do, but I know I'm not meant to. I named my company Light of the Phoenix because my life did burn down, and my life was ashes. And then I realized that I could be light for other people, to let people know that just because you think your life is over, it could just be beginning like mine was.
Wow.
That's beautiful.
When you started having these psychic experiences, were you able to discern between your voice, or the voice in your head, and somebody else's voice?
You know what? That is the greatest question, because I tell people, because they ask me, do you hear it? And it's not as if I can hear you talking. It is like a voice inside your head. So if you were to right now think of your favorite song, you're not hearing it outside, it's not audible, but you're hearing it inside. That's kind of the voices. And a lot of people can't discern them, and I even had a hard time at the beginning discerning whether it was a voice that was giving me a message for someone or my own voice. And it's pretty much the first time I've ever really understood that expression in your mind's eye, because that's how I see things. It's not like I see that TV screen. If you remember what your car looks like, you see that in your head?
Yes.
But you don't see it in front of you. That's how I see things.
It's much more subtle kind of knowing.
Very much, very much so.
Incredible. Did it take a while to lean in and have trust that what you were hearing and seeing?
Well, the worst part for me is because, again, I've always been type A. I was a single mom. I got my undergrad and MBA while I was working full-time as a single mom. So I've always had to try for everything I've gotten. The worst thing I can do as a psychic medium is to try, because then I'm entering the reading. The best thing I can do is not try. So when people come and see me, the first thing I say is, don't tell me anything. And I also tell them, I won't look at you when I'm reading you, because I don't want to be influenced by facial expressions.
Oh, wow.
Because then that's me entering the reading. As a human being, it's very hard to pull yourself away when you see someone's facial expressions. Oh, that was interesting, I should follow that. So I just don't look.
Well, you have you said that you have a Christian faith base, and then with the psychic. How have you found? Because I know a lot of Christianity can be judgmental. Where does that line come, and how did you make it right for your own heart before your own maker?
Good question.
Really, because I know without a doubt that I'm not doing this by myself, and I watch people change. I had probably the most humbling experience of my life a few weeks ago, doing something that I didn't know I could do. I had a woman who called in. She was a phone reading, so I called her, her sister. She had two sisters actually there, and I started doing what I do. And I said, my throat really hurts. The front of my neck hurts, and I feel like I'm intubated. And she started crying. And she said, that's my mom.
Aww.
And no, I'm used to people being on the other side. And I stopped for a second, and I said, is she still alive, but in a coma? And she said, yes. And I proceeded, and I'm sorry, I still get emotional over this. I proceeded to say goodbye from her to her 3 children. And I said her time is near, and I got an email from them at 5:30 the next morning that her mom had passed away.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
So I can't do that. I can't. I mean, and I can't take credit for it. I always tell people, if this isn't making sense, just tell me, because you're not going to hurt my feelings. I don't think for a second I'm doing this.
Yeah.
I kind of consider myself like the volume button on a radio, where the messages are there. I'm just turning it up so you can hear it.
Right.
Is that the most challenging part of what you do? Having to share or relay messages to people that are difficult messages to receive?
Honestly, usually I'm kind of insulated. One of the most challenging things for me lately has been, in the last 2 months, I've had 15 suicide victims come through in readings. So their families have set up a reading with me. And one of the reasons I wanted to share my story is because almost down to a single person, they have all been empaths, meaning they not only have their own feelings, but they feel what you're feeling. Or they feel if they go out to dinner and there's somebody arguing with them at the table next door, they'll go home and they'll feel anxious or angry and they won't know why. And a lot of these are teens. So they have these feelings, they have hormones already, so let's start there.
It's plenty right there, right?
Right, exactly. But then they go home and they have all these feelings they don't understand. And then they reach out to drugs or alcohol to numb the feelings because they can't make them stop. And then they feel ashamed. So then they do more. And ultimately they get to the point of taking their own life. And there's so many of these sensitive kids that don't know what being an empath is, and they don't know that that's where these feelings are coming from. I want to tell them. I want to share with people who are working with children that this exists. So maybe even just one person is listening to this that recognizes that in themselves and can say, wait a minute, these are not my feelings. I need to figure out how to set up that boundary.
That was the greatest discovery of my life as a teenager, was recognizing that lots of what I was feeling was, yes, my own thoughts, but it was even more so everything and everybody around me that I was also feeling.
Right.
Like once I discovered that there was both power in that and a challenge in that, I think it began to let me go down a different path, or could begin to sort of separate the two.
Right. And kids don't know that. And their parents don't know that.
Well, thank you for sharing that insight and that light with us, Linda. Please tell everyone where they can find and follow you.
So my website is lightofthephoenix.com, and my Instagram is light_of_the_phoenix. I know. I didn't know I was going to put that when I set it up. But I also do messages there, which is basically quotes from spirits that have come through for my clients, and I call them messages from beyond. So they're just inspirational and motivational messages if you like that sort of thing.
Oh,
Thank you so
But
much.
thank you so much for having me on.
Stay tuned. Back with more on Good Morning La La Land.
Hi, I'm Dr. Erin, host of Good Morning LaLa on EverTalk TV. I'm a doctor of divinity and I absolutely love being a host. And the reason why is because each day I wake up and I come into the studio and I'm always blown away by the amount of different stories coming together. My mission is to awaken 1 billion people. And I have been blown away to realize that it's not just the spiritual people, that we talk to people that are on reality TV, we talk to actors, we talk to people who have had incredible stories and trials and triumphs, and there's a common denominator between all of them. Every single person desires to have a greater life and awaken to the best life they can live. I'm Dr. Erin, and I'm a host on EverTalk TV.
Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning La La Land. On this hashtag Transformation Tuesday, we have two beauty BFFs in the house. Kendra and Courtney, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.
So tell us, what was the culmination in the beginning of GBY Beauty?
Oh, wow. From the beginning, we wanted to create a safe space for women and give back to women through beauty. And we opened our first location in Silver Lake in 2015. And we had a bigger vision for the brand when it first opened. And it's definitely turned into something that's
much bigger than we had expected it to be.
How so?
It grew from just that one location to 3 locations within probably 3 or 4 months.
Yeah.
And just kind of expanded into a lot of followers on Instagram and now a full beauty line.
Wow.
Yeah.
What do you think the key was to your success in growing it that fast and that big?
We represented everyone, inclusiveness.
Yeah.
That was like the most important and has been the most important aspect of our brand. So everyone, it wasn't conventional beauty that we were championing the whole time, or really ever, really.
Yeah.
So what are you championing and what services do you provide?
We champion individuality. We champion people that are fearless and are doing more than, we have a huge Instagram following of girls that are, and guys, which is kind of blows my mind still. But it's not like, everyone wants to just be something these days, and it's at this point, I think a lot of it's empty, and it's lacking a lot of heart and soul behind, you just take a photo and just think you're going to be an Instagram popular or whatever. But the girls that we have as brand ambassadors are making a footprint in the world. They're doing something. They're giving back. They're going out there. They're fearless. Yeah.
What keeps you fearless?
Wow, that's a great question.
That's a really good question.
I think staying true to myself and knowing that what I'm doing is positive and what I'm putting out into the world is positive, and there's no intent to be. I'm not trying to sell you a product and be like, oh, if you buy this, you're going to be more beautiful.
Right. It's very genuine.
It's not that. It's if you come to us and you use our products or get a service, you're most likely going to leave feeling confident, but we're going to make the experience better for you coming in. You're going to feel like you have a home here and you're going to feel safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has that been one of the greatest challenges of your life? It's just sort of both self-love, but also overcoming fear?
Oh, yeah.
Of course, yeah.
What were your specific sort of journeys in doing that?
We're both from Orange County.
Yeah.
So it's a very, I grew up on a coastal town. So it was like, if you didn't fit this profile, you were kind of like not relevant.
Yeah.
Kind of like outsiders
Yeah.
a little bit in
Yeah.
a way. And then just kind of us coming together and with the same vision, I think has really helped. And yeah.
What do you love most about each other, and how do you sort of work? How do you each work together in ways that support each other?
We just laugh all day, every day.
We have a lot of fun.
Yeah, we do have a lot of fun. And I hear a lot of people that start businesses and they're like, there's gonna be so many things that you do where you're gonna fail and you're gonna fail through it. It doesn't even, having such a great partner, it doesn't even feel like a failure. It feels like oh, okay. We're able to just roll with the punches a lot easier. Yeah.
I think for me, Courtney is a great motivator, and she is really good at like pushing me outside of my comfort zone a little bit. Yeah.
How does she do that?
She kind of just tells me to like get over it. She's like, listen, like just do it. Like you have to do it. And I'm like, oh, okay, I got this.
Sometimes that's all we need.
Yeah.
That hard push in the
Right.
back.
Yeah.
Hard push is
You know?
a good beauty product to make it look good, right? Tell us about some of your favorite products from the line you launched.
Oh, well, all of our products are, they are, what's the word I'm looking for?
Multi-purpose.
Thank you, multi-purpose. We've been in meetings all day, like all week, so last week. Yes, they're all multi-purpose, and they all, they'll have like 2 or 3 functions, so it makes it a lot easy. It's like they're easy products to use if you're on the go, right? So it's like, their mascara isn't just a mascara. There's also 3 other purposes that.
So it's like it's an eyeliner as well.
Yeah, how do you multi-purpose mascara?
So it does a couple of things. So the mascara, with our salons, we specialize in lash extensions. So the mascara is safe for lash extensions. It also helps grow your lashes and nourishes them at the same time. Yeah. So everything is right. It's multi-purpose, but it also delivers real results for everyone.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
So inspired by you guys' journey.
Thank you.
Well, we really do appreciate it. Please tell everyone where they can find and follow you.
At GBY Beauty on Instagram. Yeah.
That's easy.
Yeah, easy.
GBY.
Forget that.
Yeah, so easy.
We are Good Morning LaLa, America's first live streaming daily talk show, coming to you live Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. All of today's interviews are available as a podcast on iTunes. The whole show is streaming on Apple TV and Roku via the EverTalk app.
That's right. We're waking up the world together. DM us, send us a message. Let us know what you love. Let us know what you want. Have a great day.
It's going to be a good morning, La La Land. Morning, LaLa. We like to know how you start your day. Allie, what's your morning routine like?
Well, it's different every single day because I have 2 little boys, so I'm often up at 6 a.m. with them. And for me personally, I just discovered transcendental meditation, which if you don't do meditation or you've never done it before, try it. It is life-changing.
Wow. Now, a girl has got to ask, as you know, the founder of Dry Bar, do you get a blowout every day, or is this a DIY thing now?
I mean, I have been doing hair professionally for 20 years, so I actually really enjoy doing my own hair, so I know I don't get a blowout at Dry Bar every single day. I do go often, but I also really enjoy doing my own hair.
She's mastered it. We have not, so we go to the Dry Bar.
Well, that's good. That's why Dry Bar exists. We don't want you to master it.
Thank you for that. It was truly a transformational moment in my life. The first time I got a real blowout.
Yay.
Never go back.
Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question, but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. So take the photographs and still frames in your mind, hanging on a shelf in good health and good time. Tattoos and memories and dead skin on trial. For what it's worth, it was worth all the while. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right.
Have a divine day.
It's gonna be a good one,